on our way to our 9th house viewing. This one's a private showing because it has been on the market for 25 days now, which is kind of a good sign for us. It means that most likely they haven't gotten the right offer yet. So our chances are a little bit better in this competitive market. So we're going to go check it out and see what we think. We'll try to keep you posted when we come out of the showing of what we thought. But we're going to kind of tell you what we're hoping to look for as we check out this new home. This one is located in Middleborough, which is a town that we both really love. And it's priced at $562,000, which is a little expensive for us. We were hoping to keep it under $550,000. But the great thing about houses that have been on the market for longer is that the chances are higher that they will actually take a lower offer. If you're going for a house that has only been on the market for a weekend, chances are you're going to have to at least offer what the price is that's listed, if not higher, in order to get the house. So we're giving this one a shot. There are a few things that we don't quite like about it when we look at it online. It does seem a little old. It was built in 1938. It has a little bit more of a rustic feel. We also noticed there were not any pictures of the basement online, so we're very interested in seeing what the basement actually looks like in person.
Looks nice. Has a massive yard, has a 2-car garage. Looks like a fairly nice neighborhood. I think that's all things you kind of want. Maybe not a 2-car garage for most people, but we live in New England. There's a lot of snow, and I'd hate to wake up in the morning at 4 a.m. to plow the entire driveway in my car to get to work on time in the city. So it's nice to have at least 1-car garage. That's what we're looking for as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And we love the size of the yard, the fact that they have a deck, a fire pit. Seems like a great place for entertaining. But we do want to check on the privacy. We did see a partial gate that kind of blocks off some of the neighbor's view, but we just don't want to have people all up in our business. Not that we really get into anything weird in the backyard or anything, but it'd just be nice to have that privacy, especially when we start looking into having a family. We're trying to find our forever home, or at least a long-term home. We're not just looking for a house to live in for a few years and then relocate, which I know a lot of people that our age, they're fine with just getting a starter home and then moving up eventually, but moving is a hassle, and there's so much that goes into it. So we would love to be able to just find the right fit and stay there for a while. Yeah, so we're excited. We are a little bit nervous, as we always are. Our appointment is at 9:30, so we will touch base with you when we get out and let you know what we thought. Hey everyone, we just got out of our private showing of our 9th home, and we have some thoughts, so we thought we would hop on and share them with you. The house was a lot older. The roof definitely needed some work, which would be very expensive. The basement was tiny. Tom said it best when he said it looks like
gremlins or elves look down there.
He's like, what, did hobbits live here? It's very, very small in the basement, and as a tall guy, like, he could not even stand up straight in the basement.
The basement height's about 4'10" maybe, and I'm 6'3", so that's like the lowest basement I've ever been in, to be honest. And I was kind of surprised that it was even livable down there. Yeah. I mean, they definitely didn't go down there that much, but
and that's why they didn't put it on the listing. So,
yep, now I understand.
Pro tip here, if you don't see something in a photo on the listing, but it says it exists, it probably doesn't look that great, which we kind of assumed going in, but then when we saw it, we're like, wow, no wonder they didn't want to take photos of this. This place looks like... The garage was gorgeous. They had this beautiful big 2-car garage with a nice big room up above for storage. Honestly, like, if the rest of the house was like the garage, that would have been really great. But unfortunately, the house itself was just not impressive. It was built in 1938, and it showed. One of the things that's really difficult, especially for us, is trying to ignore some of the decorations of the decor of the original owners, because these people still had their Christmas decorations up, and it's June. I don't know if they're still actively living there or not, but they haven't taken down all of their Santa Clauses. And so, it was cute, but it was a little bit cringy to walk around and see some of the decor that they still had up. But again, that's another tip for you, is you have to try to block out those things and instead imagine your own stuff in the property. The land itself was very large and seemed like a great entertaining space, but it was a little bit confusing where our land would have ended and the neighbors would have started. And it just didn't seem very well kept. They had a nice fence that would help some of the noise from the road, which was great. But overall, we just didn't think that it was the home for us.
The pictures that always make things look awesome, and then it's not until you actually go there and you walk around like, okay, this is different than I thought or saw from the picture. It's smaller, or I didn't see this hidden, hole in the wall, or vice versa, and I think it's just important to go there and not be ready to offer when oh yeah, this is the perfect house. You got to tour it first, because if you don't.
Yeah, and I mean this was assessed $200,000 less than what it was being listed for. So I think they're asking way too much money, which is why it's been on the market for 25 days. So I think pretty soon we're going to see the price of this house drop. But for people like us who are trying to plan a wedding and buy a house and still have enough money to feed ourselves and our potential children down the road, it's just too much money.
Just keep on searching.
Yeah, it's kind of nice because a lot of times when we go to see these houses, I will love a house and he will hate it, or he will love a house and I will hate it. There haven't been that many houses that we both have just looked at each other and known, this isn't the one. So I think this is only the second house that we've kind of definitively known leaving that neither of us want it. So that doesn't seem like a very positive thing, but it is for us because we haven't been on the same page very much with houses recently. So to be in agreement on this one was nice. So we have 2 more houses to look at today, and going in, I will say I was more excited about these 2 houses anyway, so it should be fun, and we will make sure to update you as we peruse our next 2 houses. All right, y'all, we're about to pull up on what we think might be our dream home, so I thought we should capture our reactions for when we first drive up to it. Tom is cringing because he thinks it's a stupid idea, but I think it's a brilliant idea. So we're about a half a mile away. This house is a little bit more than what we can actually afford, but it has everything that we want and it seems like the perfect home. So we're checking it out anyway, and we're hoping and keeping our fingers crossed that maybe nobody else will put in an offer and the price will drop so that we can snatch it. Chances are pretty unlikely that that'll happen, but a girl can hope, right? Especially the way that the market has been lately. A lot of houses have been staying on the market longer, and that's kind of an encouraging sign for us because it shows that maybe people are backing out or they're a little bit more timid about buying right now because they think, oh, interest rates are going to be going up, house values are going to be going down. So this might be the great moment for us to be able to snatch our dream home. But again, it's pretty unlikely. All right, here we are. Here's the for sale sign.
I can drive up on yours.
Ooh, yeah, there's a nice little thing for us to park on. I think, are we the first ones here?
Maybe.
Wow, wouldn't it be something if nobody else comes and we get the house for less? That'd be awesome. This is the second day of the open houses though. That's another pro tip. Saturdays, if Saturday's the first day of the open house, it's always busier. Sundays tend to be quieter. So even if you come on a Sunday and there's only a few people.
Are you sure it's 11?
Yeah, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
That's why it says on the open house sign. Oh, it doesn't say the time on the open house sign. But it's on my piece of paper.
All right, ready?
Yeah, I think we're ready.
Let's go.
Hello again, y'all. So we just got out of our third and final showing of the day. And we haven't really talked to each other yet about what we thought of the house, but we thought we would film it and you can watch along with us. So, Tom, why don't you start with your thoughts this time?
Okay, well, hi guys. My name's Tom.
They know that.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I liked the house, ranch style house. Rooms were all nice. The kitchen I really liked. I love the deck, the outside fireplace, the little playground area. Bathroom was beautiful downstairs. I like the cellar a lot, the basement. Not really the best train room basement because I don't really want to put my train room in the finished part of the basement. Kind of random. I like trains, by the way. So anyways, it looks like a really good starter home. I just think we could definitely get the price down a little bit.
No, I feel pretty similarly. I will say I liked the house. I didn't love the house, but I liked it a lot. I saw a lot of potential, but I also saw a lot of things that needed repair. And so for me, that's always concerning. Like when you see that the roof might need work. There's masonite siding, which apparently is not that great. Now that's news to me. I know nothing about construction, so that is something that we're going to look up and get back to you on, so we can tell you folks what masonite is like and why it's maybe not the best choice. The basement had this little like bar area and this huge TV, and it was just like the perfect entertaining room. You can hang out in there and have a great time. And there's also a nice sand pit area where you can have a swing set. They already have like some little playground things in there for the kids to hang out. There is a nice fire pit, but there's a lot of stuff that also seemed kind of run down, like the sheds, the doors were kind of broken, like the fridge, the door was broken, a lot of the like windows needed repair. There seemed like there'd be a lot of maintenance that would need to be put in.
But to chirp in on that, it's fairly inexpensive maintenance. Like a few doors in the shed you can just repair with wood, like small cuts of wood. The screens, it looked like some of the screens had holes in them, easy repair. The main thing is like the kitchen glass door had a lot of scratches from the kids. You could definitely see that. So yeah, maybe we could see if they could somehow.
The door leading to the deck, you mean?
Yes, take $1,000 or $2,000 off of the door. I don't know how much that door would cost, but because we definitely want to replace that door if possible.
And I did feel like the kitchen had a little bit of an older feel to it, which is why they didn't put pictures up online. So once again, that came through for us. Tom loved the kitchen.
Yeah, that was great.
I did like the colors, and I mean, the first thing I noticed was when I opened the fridge, I could barely get the door shut, and there was an ant crawling along it and a fly trying to get in. So for me, that's either a sign that the fridge doesn't work great and there's bugs that have been able to get in there, which means we need to get a new fridge, or it means that there's a lot of bugs on the property. And if anybody knows me, they know I don't do bugs. I hate bugs. Bugs creep me out. Ants, flies, bees, all of them. Spiders, ugh. But luckily, I didn't really see any other bugs throughout the rest of the home. So it doesn't seem like it's prone to having a lot of bugs. I think it's just maybe in the kitchen area, which is kind of the last place you want to have bugs, to be honest. The master bedroom was decently sized. It had a nice ceiling fan. But the closet was kind of small for two people. I would have liked to see a bigger master closet. It had two other nice bedrooms with decent closets as well. The bathroom seemed fairly nice. I love that you could have people stay in your basement where there's a whole nother guest room and separate bathroom. I mean, that's great for having someone stay over. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of really great things about it, but I also think that there's a lot of maintenance. And the only way I would want to go in on this house would be if we put in those contingencies that this, and this need to be fixed before we get the house. Or that you need to take off this amount of money so that we can fix those things when we get in. The backyard was nice. It did seem like the neighbors were a little bit close, but it was still fairly secluded enough. But it's right on the road. And even if the road's not busy, like trying to get in and out of that driveway might present a little bit of a problem. And the house is like right on the street. It's not like a long driveway. So it's missing that privacy element on the front side of the house. There's a little bit more privacy on the back side of the house.
I think it's worth putting in an offer, as long as those contingencies are met. I don't know. I mean, I like it.
Yeah, so all in all, decent house. It was hard because we did just visit our dream home before that one. So the dream home was very modern, very beautiful, very expensive. And then we went to this one. So it kind of makes everything at this one look a little less nice simply because of what we compared it to. So having to try to separate those two things is going to be important. I don't know. We'll have to keep thinking about that one. I don't think that's going to be a quick and easy decision. So we'll have to do some discussing, probably some arguing, and then we will get back to you with what we decide. Hello everyone. So we thought that we should give a quick update on what we decided after our housing search today. So just a quick recap. Today we visited 3 houses, one in Middleborough, one in Norton, and one in Bridgewater. The Middleborough one we did not like at all. The Bridgewater one was our dream house, and it was everything that we are looking for in a home. Unfortunately, they had a lot of offers, and people were offering well above asking, and the asking price alone was more than we could afford. So that one is going to have to be off the table, as much as it crushes our souls to have to say that. And finally, the Norton one. We talked a lot about it after, and we did a lot of research on the masonite and talked to some professionals who are quite knowledgeable about that stuff. And as it turns out, masonite is a pretty poor quality siding option, and they're no longer making it because there's been a lot of issues with weather and moisture deteriorating the material to the point where sometimes you start to get termites. A lot of times it will just start to crumble and decay. There's issues of mold and mildew. So if you're ever looking for a house and you see that it has masonite siding, just know that stuff only lasts about 8 to 10 years, if that, and then it's gonna just completely start to fall apart, and it's gonna need to be replaced. Based on that, and based on some of the sort of issues that we saw throughout the house in general, things that would need to be repaired or replaced, we have decided not to go for that house. We went back and forth on it for a while. Should we put in an offer that's, a low ball offer and see if they go for it? But ultimately, it just seemed like it would be more work and more of a headache, and just not worth our time and money.
Fortunately, this is our 4th weekend, and each weekend we have that one prime house that we're like, oh, this is it, or this is gonna be it. And again, like the pictures and then actually being there in real life, looking through the house, like there's a lot of things that we didn't see or we weren't sure about, and then when the agent tells us this and that, and it's just it just kind of brings in a little negativity because your positivity just goes away, and then you're not looking forward to, I guess, I would say though, if you're looking at houses, save the one that you like for last. I think that's a good.
That's a really good piece of advice. Yeah. I like that a lot.
Because then if you look at your favorite house and you're not like that happy about it, or you don't really like it, anything else that you considered, you might not even like it at all because it might not live up to even what that was before.
And I experienced that with our favorite house. We went to see that in the middle, knowing that we couldn't really afford it. So then what we saw after that just felt like a disappointment, even though it was quite nice. So I think that's a really, really good, solid piece of advice right there. And, it is very discouraging that we've now looked at 11 houses, which is not really that large of a number, but in the last few years since COVID, so the last 2 years, people have looked at an average of like 8 houses maximum. So, we're a little bit above that now, but I've known people who have looked at 100 houses before they found the one. So we're going to keep plucking away, doing what we can, and hoping that the market continues to change in a way that will benefit the buyers. Fingers crossed we'll find the right one soon, but we didn't find the right one today, unfortunately. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and hopefully we will come at you very soon with better news that we have found our dream home. But we appreciate you watching, and until next time, bye.
See ya.